Good to see you guys. Feel like I just saw you a few hours ago. You guys as tired as I am? And I know that feeling. All right, let's go.
Tommy, you played well in stretches and not so much in stretches. Just start to finish, how did you think you played?
I mean, overall good. You know, I mean, today, you know, it's a response game. And you just need to get the result. You know, I mean, you obviously got to dig into a process, but you're fighting to get back on that winning side of the ledger. And so that's what today came down to. And, you know, I mean, you know, losing games is tough at Arizona. Trust me, I don't know if it's tougher on anybody than me. You know, the last 36 hours haven't slept much, and you know, I just want to do great for this team and for this program and for the community. So, yeah, I'm glad we got back on the winning side of things today. I thought we got off to a good start. You know, we had a little stretch there, kind of about 5 minutes to go in the first half, where we got a little sloppy. We just got to understand how to control a game. You know, and Kylan has to learn that. That's why I was on him, because I know that's kind of a next step for him. And then the second half, they got a little more aggressive, and you know, we're getting out in transition a little bit more, and that probably, you go back and watch the film, it'll probably be, you know, some questionable shot selection on offense that led to that, you know, or a turnover, and they made some transition threes. So, you know, we can be better there.
Let's talk about the Kylan little tete-a-tete with you. You must have liked the way he responded in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, you know, I got one of my coaching mentors right over there, Coach Steve Hertz, who's a baseball coach at Gonzaga forever, and you know, he and I talk a lot, and you know, he told me that, you know, when you get on a guy, they need to know you love him, and you know, I love Kylan. I mean, that's why I'm on him, because I have high standards for him. I believe in him, and I want him to get better at those things. And you know, just having coached Kylan a little bit now, I think he needs that a little bit, you know. And it's not my favorite thing to do, but you know, I got to do what I think is best for that individual player, and Kylan responds to that, you know, and you know, hopefully pretty soon he'll grow out of it, and he'll have matured a little bit, and we can just have more reasonable conversations.
Challenge when you have a team that wants to match pace or even go faster than you guys are?
I mean, the challenge is, you know, that comes right back at you. You know, not a lot of people do that. So, you know, you test your transition defense as well. And, you know, I mean, hey, 2 games in 36 hours, you know, maybe we got a little bit tired in the second half. And, you know, I'm looking at that lead, you know, and it seems like every second takes 4 seconds, you know, to come off the clock, and you're just trying to manage the game. And you know, so maybe keeping lineups out there a little bit too long, you know. I mean, that's something I can think about, but, you know, I trust those guys, and you know, I just want to, you know, can we take that lead and sustain it, or take that next step with it, you know, and so it doesn't come down to, you know, a 2 or 3 possession game. So.
Overall, is now tied for the team lead in assists. Is there something that he's doing differently these last few games, or is this just showing his court vision?
I think he's always, you know, been a willing passer, and you know, I think he's been a good passer. I think he's developing into a great passer. You know, and in order to be a great passer, you gotta be able to see things a step ahead, and then you have to have enough discipline to turn down tough plays and find things a second later. And so I think he's really developing that with his poise, and you know, I'm comfortable with him coming off those ball screens, and you know, I'm comfortable with, you know, with Caleb coming off those ball screens, and those other guys are getting better. You know, I mean, it's something we got to continue to work on. It's not easy to do.
Technical on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, our guys got to class up a little bit. It's hard. You know, what's hard with some of these things, you know, these officials, they do a good job, but they got a lot on their plate, and it's just what's hard for us is, you know, they things are called so inconsistently like that, you know, like I mean, I get it, you know, but if they call that a technical every time, the kids would quit doing it. But it's the first time it's been called a technical in my 3 years. I mean, usually they give you a warning and tell them to get back, you know. So, you know, I mean, I mean, that's what makes it hard. I mean, for me, it's just the consistency and how they enforce those things. And, you know, but our guys need to be smarter. I mean, there's no reason, you know, because, you know, when you start doing things like that, I know you're supporting your team, but you're also kind of doing it for yourself, you know, because you know why? You get shown on TV. So, like, our guys got to grow up. I mean, we need to hit our standards at Arizona, not an individual standards.
It was going too far, not anything said necessarily, just going too much on the court.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was told. I didn't hear of anything other than that. He said, wait till you go back and watch the film and see how far he went back out on the court.
About Caleb's game, obviously, all the points, but the 2,000.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb's, you know, he's an incredible basketball player, you know, and I think he's got a really bright future. We're lucky to have him, and to score 2,000 points is not easy to do in less than 4 years. Kids are starting to do it now, but they're getting that 5th year. So, I mean, you got to be a really good basketball player to do it. And he's, the way he came out today, I mean, really he set the tone for us. So he got off to a good start. So I'm really, really, proud of him, and I love coaching him, and I think he's getting better game to game.
Did the same thing. I mean, he did a few blocks early, hit some shots.
Yeah, I mean, that's, hey, I mean, today, I mean, I told our guys, I mean, this game's going to come down to, the character of our program. And we got to come and we got to show our character, and we got to respond. We can't come over here, heads down, and we just don't do that. You got to respond, and we have high character people, and we have a great culture, and so I think that shined through today, especially early in the game. Noon tip, not easy to do. We had them down here at 8 in the morning. I mean, you think many of these guys wanted to be up 8 a.m. on a Saturday? Probably not.
Caleb's got a few games, 3 or 4 games, I think, 20 points in the first half. Is there something about him that you see?
Well, he can score in bunches. He can score in bunches. And I'm okay with it as long as he's taking good shots. I mean, he needs to take good team shots, and his good team shots might be different than another player's good team shots. But for the most part, he's doing that, and he's growing in that area.
We're not going to see it before Wednesday. ASU has a game tonight, but their last game, they were down 25 in the second half and forced overtime. It was a blowout the last one, but I'm assuming that you're expecting a different matchup.
Well, for sure. I mean, we know they're going to respond. They're a streaky team. The way they play is hard to play against, and I'm sure they're going to come out and spirited with great effort, and we respect them as a rival. So we need to. What we need to do is enjoy today. Nothing better than a Saturday game in Tucson, right? Got the rest of the day. It's beautiful, and relax tomorrow, and then we have a couple of days to get better and prep for them. So, but we definitely expect them to come out, and I'm sure they'll be in a respond mode.
Keyshot has to play against Washington State, the foul, comes out today and plays really well. How important is it that he's a veteran and kind of able to put that behind him?
Well, I mean, it's really important. I mean, it's a great lesson for the younger guys in our program, and that's what you do. You got to respond, and we don't ask these guys to be perfect. We just ask them to respond to adversity, and he did that. I mean, Keyshot's he's a special person, and he's having an incredible year, and I'm really happy for him.
You said you got him out of here at 8 a.m. Did you go through a full shoot around, or how did you handle the
I'm modified. I'll email you the script. But no, we got no these early ones. I mean, the main thing is we're getting them up out of bed to eat. That's what we're doing. So we'll cover a few things just kind of before, just to make sure we're putting our minds on the game. But traditionally not a full shoot around on these early tips.
The Huskies only made 5 out of the last 18 shots. How would you assess the overall effort and defensive play?
Well, I mean, you'll have to go back and watch it. I mean, I thought we did a great job contesting some of the shots. I also thought some of them they just missed, and I mean, both teams playing, 2 games in a short time span. Maybe that has something to do with it, and so we'll have to do it. But I thought we started out the game, pretty good defensively, and our guys really did a good job of cutting that first half. Taking away the things we were looking to take away. The second half got away from us a little bit, but that happens sometimes.
KJ has struggled a little bit the last few games, it seems like. Do you believe in the freshman wall, or is kind of just working
No,
through?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, listen, I'm very comfortable with KJ on the court, and you look at a lot of our tougher games, where we've hit some real adversity, we've gone to him, and he's delivered. So, no, I mean, it's a learning experience for everybody, and teams are, a little more probably in-depth scouting now and things like that. And, he'll learn how to adjust to that. But all in all, I mean, I love having him on the court, and he's an absolute winner. Enjoy your Saturday.